Hi there. Hey, it's Richland, and I'm sharing with you a journal that I just completed recently. I've been away for a little bit. I had company here visiting this summer. In Alaska, you always have company come up. So I'm now back, and this was a journal that actually was supposed to be in a swap over in Junk Journal Junkies. It was going to have a different cover, but I could not get it completed in time for that particular swap. So I just sort of revamped what I had, turned it into a personal journal for myself. So I kept the front extremely simple, just a little Tim Holtz plaque here, and a key, little bit of lace, and some tea-dyed cardstock. Super simple. Some Tim Holtz paper. I think this is from the Wallflower collection. And I just took my mind's eye paper and punched out a little decorative edge on it. The back is very plain too. Again, just the Tim Holtz paper. It's been sealed with matte medium, not a glossy, and so it doesn't shine too much, but it is sealed so that if something gets spilled on it, it's not going to stain it. 3 signatures, and I just sewed them in with a pamphlet stitch, and I used crochet thread, and I just put a simple little bit of seam binding on here because I want the book to lay flat when I write in it. So we'll do a quick flip through here. I'll try to keep it short and sweet. So a little tuck spot here, and I found some little mini index cards in the back to school section, so I popped a couple of those in. I think they're the right size for journaling. I did use some of my images that I had downloaded for the Vintage Ladies journal, and they're lovely. I kept this book really simple. This is the only stamp that I used, and I really kept it wide open for journaling, for writing in. I know a lot of people get asked, well, what do you do with your journals? Well, I actually write in them. Little homemade flower. And this is just a wide variety of papers. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment below and I'll get back with you. Did a little embossing on my large index cards. And some images from Tsunami Rose. My printer, when I printed those off, the black inkjet cartridge actually exploded. They got a little over inked, but I used them anyway. Little tuck spot here, and this is from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And I thought about what would a Victorian lady put in her journal, and my response was things like with nature, flowers, birds, bees, butterflies. So I have the combination of those images along with some sort of romanticized images and the actual downloaded Vintage Lady images that I used. This here's from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, and these are the cutest darn buttons. They're little crochet looking buttons, so I made some paper clips out of them, and I threw the packaging away, so I don't remember, but I could find out if anybody was interested in knowing what those buttons are. They're cute as can be. Again, Tsunami Rose. And on this side, there's Ephemera's Vintage Garden. We have some seriously talented people in the junk journal community. Little Glassine Envelope, and I'll be putting little goodies in there so I have extras to pull from when I'm working in the journal. Another homemade flower. I just stuck bits and pieces in here, used up scraps. This is from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And used, index cards, anything that I can add a little extra journaling space in the journal, and lots of open space here. This wonderful paper is from my sister, and this is an old, it's not a copier paper, this is actually like using in the old typewriters, and it's some sort of, I don't know if it's a cotton or what type of paper it is, but it just has the most fantastic feel. So I've put it in here for some extra journaling space. And I like to hack the heck out of the edge of my pages. Somebody asked me one time, how do you do that? I'm like, well, I get my scissors and I just whack the heck out of them. Use some old K & Company ephemera that I had around for a long time. This was actually going to be the image I was using on the front cover if I did the Vintage Lady swap. But it's just lovely. I thought it was so romantic. So I kept it in here, and I can journal on the back of it. Just put a little paper clip with a little fun fiber on it. This is really all about open space for journaling and some tuck spots. Isn't that beautiful? I think this one's from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. It's just gorgeous. Kept the colors soft. This is a Becky Higgins Project Life card and another one of my homemade paper clips. I kept the colors muted and soft, thinking of, you know, a Victorian woman, and her book would have aged over time. And hopefully I've achieved that image. This vintage lady image came from Stampington and Company. I think it was in one of their magazines, art magazines that they produce. Little tuck spot here. This is an Ephemera's Vintage Garden image. There's so many different papers. If you have a question about any of them, just ask me and I will track it down. These beautiful tags are from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, and this is a little triple tuck spot. So we have a spot here, we have a spot here, and we have a little spot here. And I figured this is a great place to tuck in some little yummies that I want to include in different areas of the journal. It's a nice little storage spot for them. And this paper is just gorgeous with a little bit of a glitter on it. Journaling and journal making, it's all a tactile experience. Little tuck spot here. This paper is just gorgeous. And a little bird. And then here's another one of the vintage ladies, and this is actually a Singer sewing machine ad. Isn't it beautiful? The colors are just gorgeous. And then a glassine envelope, and in here I have some Tim Holtz paper that looks sort of like a letter, and then inside I tucked another image of a vintage lady. Kind of a little surprise, like somebody had hidden a little love letter. Little tuck spot. Another tuck spot over here. Here is a large tag that I made, and with a lovely vintage lady, and it has my little homemade shimmer mist, glimmer mist stuff on there. My sparklies. You have to sparkle. When we make our journals, something has to sparkle. Ephemera's Vintage Garden. I just love these images. A little tuck spot here with a little lace. I'm going pretty quickly. And here's another one of those beautiful lady images. And tucked behind here is some more of that wonderful paper from my sister. And just a little homemade paper clip. But this is just lovely. Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And that's the end of the second signature. And the third signature starts off, and I have a little fold, a little flap here. And when you open it up, you have your journaling page, but you also have a little pocket in here. And this comes from Michelle at the Paper Addiction. Thank you, Michelle. She brings the paper all the way over to the edge. So it's actually kind of like a secret pocket. But I'm old and senile, and I would forget that I had that pocket in there. So I just scooted it over a little bit so I would remind myself, hey, by the way, lady, there is a pocket back here. But I think it's a really cool idea. And her flap, she does it all the same colored paper, all coffee dyed or tea dyed paper. So it blends nicely together. A little flip out here, and again another one of those wonderful little tuck pages for storing tags, and a little tuck spot here, and another one of the homemade paper clips, and I put a little bow on the back of this one. I can't wait to get started in this journal. My other journal is just about full, so I will be starting in this one here soon, and I can't wait. One of these stickers from Memory Makers, I've had this for like a bazillion years, and finally I thought I'm going to get it. They're called Defined, and I decided to pull that out and put in. And in the center of my signatures, I did leave a little length to my threads here when I tied off the signatures. I've seen a lot of gals putting little like paper charms on the end, a little dangle, and little hearts or butterflies. It's cute as can be. I don't know if I'll do that or not, but I wanted to leave a little extra crochet thread there just in case I did. A little tuck spot here on this page, and a tuck spot here, and here, a little double tuck spot. Project Life card. And here's another vintage lady image. Isn't she lovely? This is sort of a winter scene, and I just found her gown just gorgeous. Very elegant. Just tuck spot behind there. Tuck spot here. I can hear my neighbor boys there out there on their four-wheelers tonight. And then this image here is more Art Deco, but oh my gosh, isn't it elegant? And it's actually a Christmas scene, and I think it must have been on a Christmas card. But look at their beautiful hats and their coats with the fur trim. It's just very elegant. And this folds out. It's a nice big page for journaling. Little tuck spot here, and this is another one of the Tsunami Rose images that got a little extra inking up from my printer, but it looks fantastic. And then this was actually the image I was using on the front. It's the same as the larger size image, but this one was going to go on the front, and I like it so much I went ahead and put a second one in the back of my journal. So that is it. That is my little journal, and it's pretty chunky. I have not put a closure on it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to. When I stand it up, it kind of gets that little alligator mouth, but for right now I'm going to leave it like it is. And if I do put a closure on it, because it's mine, I'm going to put something simple, probably just a Tim Holtz hitch post here and then a piece of elastic so that it has some give to it, or possibly use one of the chains with the little hooks on front and back. I don't know, I haven't decided, but for now this is how it is. And like I say, I kept it super simple. So a big thank you to my subscribers. I appreciate the fact that you follow along, and I think probably in the next couple months I'll do a little giveaway to thank you. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I've been thinking about it, and I'll try to come up with something really fun and creative. So again, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, just leave it below for me and I'll get back with you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.